Do you need to build a funnel chart in Google Sheets but don't know where to start? In today's video, I'm going to show you how to build two versions from scratch. One utilizing the built-in charts in Google Sheets, and the other is using the Sparkline charts to create a more customized version. So let's go ahead and get started with the chart, and then we'll do the Sparkline next. So the first thing we're going to do is move this over. And so if you're building from the scratch, go ahead and just put those metrics there in that second column and leave a column in between. So what we need this column for is to offset all of our numbers in this chart. And so the way this works is we're going to do a stacked bar chart, and this will be our left and then our right number. And so we're going to center these. So this one can be 0 because it's going to be our largest. And so make sure you have this in order. And then from here on down, we can basically take the difference between these two and then wrap that in parentheses and divide that by 2. And that's going to center this number under this one. And so we can go ahead and lock this D8 reference, because if I just drag this down now, it's going to drop down to D9 and I need it to stay in D8. So in here, we're going to hit F4 or just add a $sign before the D and the 8. And then once that's good to go, then you can go ahead and let it autofill or drag it down. And then you're going to see this increases each time. And so if we take 500 minus 100 is 400, divided by 2 is 200. And so that is correct. So now we're good to go to start building our chart. So just select this data, insert chart, and then let's select a stacked bar chart, which is right here. And if you can kind of visualize, you can kind of see it here, the funnel chart right beginning. We just need to do something about this first series. And so let's go to customize series and then make sure to check bar 1. And then what we're going to do here is change this opacity to 0. So you can change the fill color, but it makes these, it'll white these out, makes it look kind of funky. So this is a better way to do it here with this fill opacity, and then it disappears just like that. So if that's good enough, you can start with that and go from there, but I'm going to show you how to make this a little cleaner. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this chart title. And so what you can do with some of these elements is you can click on them and then just hit backspace or delete. So some of the elements may not allow you to directly delete them. So for example, on these, if you hit delete, it says can't be deleted. And so in some of those cases, you will have to go into the back end and do that, but I'm going to show you how to do that. So this one sometimes allows you, sometimes it doesn't. If it doesn't allow you to delete from here, it pops open where you're at over here on the right-hand side, and then just select none. And then that disappears just like that. So we can decide if we want this to show up or not. If I hit delete, again, can't be deleted. So in this case, we can't really delete it, but we can hide it. The way we do that is change this text color to white. And then functionally, it's gone. So I want to get rid of these grid lines as well. So if I click on this, it should bring us to horizontal axis. And so if I scroll down, I can uncheck major grid lines, and there we go. So at this point, we're pretty much there. Let me go ahead and change some of these colors. So on this Sparkline, we're going to do this as well. And so I'm just going to double click on this element, and then it allows me to format that specific data point. And then I'm going to start with blue, and then we're going to go to orange, and then purple, then teal, and you can obviously pick your own colors here. I'm just picking a color palette here. And then one more thing we want to do as well. So I'm going to go back here. So on my series under bar 2, and then what we want to do is scroll down past our data points and then check on data labels. So it looks kind of goofy off here to the right. Maybe you like that style, but I'm going to change this to center, and then that looks a lot cleaner. And then I can change stuff like if I want to make that bold, maybe I want to make this bigger. I can change the font, something like that, and that looks pretty clean right there. And then I can come over here and change these as well. So maybe I'll change this to that same, and 14 in bold, something like that. And then one more thing here, I want to remove This background color is white is fine. Border color is white. There we go. So now at last, I'm just going to remove the grid lines from my tab. And then I'm going to drag this down. And this you can use to hide this data as well. So you can have your data right there on the tab and then use your chart to hide it. And there you are. So now we have our funnel chart and this is live. So if I come over here and these are tied to data. So if I change this to 450, for example, you can see this is live and it does reflect based on whatever we have here. So these can be formulas that tie to your data, or you can type them in manually, whichever way that you need this to work. So there is our chart. And then next, let's look at how to do this with Sparklines. So Sparklines is probably a little easier in one sense to finagle, as you don't have to wade through all the chart menus, but there isn't as much customization. So for example, on the chart here, we have these numbers right in there. In Sparkline, we don't have that available, but you may like the design here as well. So one thing I'm going to do right off the bat is I'm going to make this a lot wider, and this is where we're going to put our Sparkline. So let me go ahead and center that. And then I'm going to make this narrower. I'm just going to kind of make this a little bit of filler on that side. And then same thing here. I'm going to make this a little narrower as well. Maybe a little 40. We'll try that. And so what I'm going to do basically here is I'm going to, first of all, let's populate this. So Sparkline. And so in Sparkline, we need some data, and then we populate some options like what kind of chart display we want, and we can set some options like color. So in the data, so for this first one, we can just pick this 500. And then for our options, we could pick something like this, and then we'll go ahead and modify it. So we have these curly braces around this, and then we can set a series of options. So first of all is the chart type, which is bar, and that's what we're going to use. And then for max, we can go ahead and set it to the same thing, because that's the biggest we're going to make. We're actually going to refer to all those charts with that max. And then we can set a color as well. And so in this case, we'll do color 1, and we're going to do a blue. And so let me just do blue for now, and then we'll adjust it to an actual RGB here in a second. So in here, I needed to do a semicolon, not a comma. And there we go. So that's kind of, to me, an ugly blue. Maybe you like it, but I'm going to adjust this. So I'm going to go over here and pick this same blue we're using before, and then click in here again and click this add a custom color. And then I can copy this hex color. So now I can come in here and I'm going to add that hex color. There you go. To me, that looks a lot cleaner and nicer. So I'm going to go ahead and resize this. Let's go something like 40. And then let's just do some things here. I'm going to resize this row to 10. And then let's make this be a little bit taller, something like that. And then let's just do some adjustments. So I'm going to vertically merge these. So I just selected these cells, come up here and click merge cells. Same thing with this little graphic. And then I'm going to center these vertically. So come up here, vertically align center. And then I'm going to change this font, bold it, make it a little bit bigger, something like that. And then do the same thing here. And then change this to that same color, just kind of orient it. And then I'm going to select this whole thing and set the background to a light of the same color. So something like that. So now I'm going to do the same thing with the rest of these. Now I need to show you how to set up the new Sparkline for this one. So let's just do our vertical merging here. And so I selected both of these. And so in this case, instead of just clicking merge cells, I'm going to do under here and then click vertically. And then I could do paint format and do the same thing for these as well. And I can select all of these, vertically align and middle. And I can even select all these. So sometimes if you can get in here and do bulk changes, it does make things go a little faster than doing it one by one. So then let's go through for the colors. We can go ahead and set the background colors in each of these. So this will be orange. This will be purple. This will be teal. and this will be green. And then I can do these row heights. So I changed this one to 10 just to give us a little bit of border between. Same thing with a little bit of border here. So I'm going to select this one, hold down Control or Command if you're using a Mac, and select these rows, right click, and resize to 10. And then select these middle ones. I believe this one I made 40. So I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of those. There we go. And then I need these. I'm going to change them all as well. So that font, 14 and bold. And then let's change the font color on these to our orange, purple, teal, and green. All right, so now we got most of our work out of the way. So now we just need to populate these sparklines. So I'm going to copy this, and I'm going into the formula and copying it, not just copy from here. So that way I can have a little more control when I do that formula. So I double click in here, paste that formula, and now I can come in and edit it. So I can't just use D4, and I can't just use D7 either, because D7, then we're just going to show up like this, and I need it centered. So what I'm going to do is, just like we did with this chart, I'm going to add a little buffer here on the left-hand side of this to offset it. So it needs to be, again, half of the difference between these. So the way I do that in here is I do another set of curly braces, and then I can keep that D7 here, but to the left of it, I'm going to do a little trick here. So I'm going to do, again, like we did before, D4, D7, and then this will be divided by 2. And so there we go. Now it looks a little goofy because the color changed, and this color is now there. So our color 1 needs to be same as our background here. So again, I'm going to get that RGB like that. Come in here, color 1. Let's go ahead and change that to this. And now we're looking a little cleaner, but this is blue. And so I need to add color 2 to this. So let's add that here, color 2, and then disappear because I need to change it to this dark orange here. So again, hit custom, and that just pulls in that hex. So copy, cancel, and then come over here, change that color 2 to this. And now we're cooking with peanut oil. So I'm going to copy this down, and then we'll adjust these colors. But let me lock something here first. So D4 isn't going to change. I'm going to hit F4 and keep that there. And then again on this max. And now I can go ahead and copy this down. You can see it's messing up a little bit. The background's changing here. So I'm going to select this one, change this to purple. This one, change it to teal, green. And then all we need to do is go through and change these colors. So before we do that, let me go ahead and just hide the grid lines on this tab. You can see that we're looking pretty clean already. And we can do things here as well if we want to center these just like that. And then you could even add a white border if you like between these, something like that. Or if you want to keep them a little closer like this. And you could even get rid of this border here if you want them a little closer. So it's really up to you what you want as far as display. But let's go ahead and finish up replacing these. So let me get that background color first, and then change our color 1. And then let me just go ahead and do that for the rest of these real quick. The background, and then we'll come back and do the foreground. So color 1, and then down here, and color 1. All right, so let's just go do the foreground color now. Color 2. This one, grab our color 2. And so again, you could use your custom colors. You don't even have to use the ones in here. You can pick your brand colors like that as well if you'd rather, and do it that way. And then you could swap out these as well. And so the way I got these is I just downloaded some, and then you can just do insert, image, in cell, and you can upload little images to drop in there just like that. So let's do our last one here. And there we go. So there is our lead funnel. both in a Sparkline and in a regular chart. So the advantage of the regular chart is you can move this around, you can put it in different tabs, and it doesn't relate to the rows or columns in your sheet. So the advantage is you can kind of put this wherever and it doesn't mess up. Whereas the Sparkline, obviously we are changing some of these columns and changing some of these rows. So if you have other data around it that you also need in the Google Sheet, then this may not be the best solution, but it does allow you to add stuff like little graphics into that as well. Alright, so that's it for today's video. Make sure to check out the other videos on our channel for more tutorials on both Google Sheets and AppScript. And as always, have a great day.